Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. This is going to be the last one for the month, and it's going to be the last one for now of the Mexican campaign. We'll move on to some other things on the next episodes. Things and stuff. Please check out, I'm going to be posting it hopefully today or tomorrow in Instagram stories and Facebook stories. A way for you to vote to see what the next brackets are going to be, what conflicts are going to be covered next. I'd like to give you guys a say in that. I will also be playing some catch up. There are a few newer recipients I need to get done just to I can't dedicate a whole month to them because there's not enough to fill a month, so I'm gonna kind of do them here in the beginning of next month. I do have one birthday to go over today, and that is James McLuhan, and his birthday is actually April 30th, so it'll be on Friday. A very happy birthday goes to James McLuhan, who will be turning 75 years old. He is a former U.S. Army Specialist 5 that received the Medal of Honor for his actions in the Vietnam War, so a very happy 75th birthday to James. So it's the only birthday I have for today. It's the last one for the month. And I also want to give a quick thank you and shout out to the Digression podcast over to Jody and Chris for their kind words on their last episode, which I'm shocked that there's any kind words to be said about me, but apparently there are, and I very much appreciate their support over the years, and congratulations to them also on their 50th episode. So if you have not checked them out, please go do so. It's not your typical vet bro podcast. It's a very I like what they're doing over there, which is good stuff. It's good stuff. A little bit of the news, a little bit of some murder mysteries, which is always a good time, and some just all around general digression, which we all love a good digression. And yes, as per their last conversation, I will be doing this until I am old and gray. And they'll be listening to me from the retirement home that they'll be in, but it's because I'll probably be in one as well by the time I'm done with every recipient here. So thanks again, guys, and go check over the Digression podcast and give them a listen and support. So that's all I have for today on the business side of the house. Let's get into today's Tale of Honor. Guy was born in Portage, Wisconsin on the 8th of February, 1879, and he attended the U.S. Naval Academy on the 20th of May, 1897. After graduating in June of 1901, he reported to the USS Independence, and he then received assignments on the USS Brooklyn and the USS Kentucky. Guy was a midshipman on board the USS Vicksburg in 1903 when it arrived at ports in Korea, Japan, and the Philippines when tensions between Russia and Japan were high. He was promoted to ensign the same day that the two countries broke off diplomatic relations, and 3 days later the Russo-Japanese War began. The USS Vicksburg sent a whaleboat with personnel to lend assistance to the Russian cruiser Variag, which had been damaged and suffered casualties from Japanese attacks in the Chemulpo Bay, Korea. Guy's actions that day saw him receive the personal sword of the Variag's commanding officer out of gratitude. By August of 1906, Guy had been promoted to lieutenant and was assigned to submarine duties, first on board the USS Plunger and then on the USS Shark. In July of 1909, he returned to above-water duties, this time on board the USS Ohio and serving as the senior engineer officer of the battleship. Guy continued this role onto the USS New Jersey after the Ohio was decommissioned and later was assigned to the Assistant Inspector of Material at Carbon Steel Works in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in August of 1910. Although I cannot find why, he did have a 3-year stint back at the Naval Academy in 1910, and he was later assigned for duty on board the USS Utah in 1913. Guy was still a lieutenant when the Utah deployed to support the Mexican campaign, and he was the battleship's ordnance officer. He commanded the ship's Blue Jacket Landing Battalion, and it was his actions there that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "For distinguished conduct in battle, engagements of Veracruz, 21 and April 22, 1914, Eminent and conspicuous in command of his battalion, Lieutenant Castle was in the fighting of both days and exhibited courage and skill in leading his men through action. In seizing the custom house, he encountered for many hours the heaviest and most pernicious concealed fire of the entire day, but his courage and coolness under the trying conditions were marked. Guy was promoted to lieutenant commander on the 15th of September, 1914, and received the Medal of Honor on the 4th of December, 1915. He then reported to the Bureau of Steam Engineering in Washington, D.C., and took part in the investigations of classification and standardization of motors on board ships. Guy received a temporary promotion to commander, and he had submitted an urgent request for sea duty during World War I. Unfortunate for him, the armistice was signed 7 days before his orders would send him to the New York Navy Yard to relieve the commanding officer of the USS Martha Washington. Guy commanded 7 round trips to French, British, and Dutch ports until his death on the 10th of August, 1919. He had not reported for dinner, and his bathroom door was found to be locked with no answer, and when the ship's senior surgeon reported and the door forced open, they found Guy with a self-inflicted gunshot wound and a photo of his wife over his heart. There were no unusual actions that led anyone to suspect this action, so it was a shock to the entire crew. He and his wife, Harriet, had 2 sons, John, who also joined the Navy, served in World War II, and reached the rank of lieutenant commander, and Guy, Jr. Guy Wilkinson Stewart Castle was 40 when he died, and he is buried with his wife in Arlington National Cemetery, Section 3, Site 4345 SS. And that was a tale of honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.